When people talk about traveling to the past, they worry about radically changing the present by doing something small, but barely anyone in the present really thinks that they can radically change the future by doing something small. Dude. Hey dude, welcome back to ReddX. Today we've got some memes that are rather relatable, or so I'm told. We'll go ahead and check it out. 15-year-old daughter has a friend over, and suddenly, 13-year-old son wants to walk around curling dumbbells. He knows what the ladies like, let's not begrudge him that. This is when you know it's time to quit. New office rule. For every minute you're late for work, you'll be required to work for 10 minutes after 6 p.m. For example, if you arrive at 10:02, you'll have to stay an extra 20 minutes until 6:20 p.m. Thanks. Sounds like a good way to get overtime. Andy says, does that mean if they come in 3 minutes early, they can go home 30 minutes earlier? Oh, Andy, that's a silly question. That would require them to treat their workers like human beings. Katie says, my friend got a degree in Egyptology, but can't get a job, so he's paying more money to get a PhD so he can work teaching other people Egyptology. In his case, college is literally a pyramid scheme. Oh, I get it, because Egyptology. It's pretty good, actually. Fleetwood Crake says, getting a rejection email with multiple fried chicken related puns is a new low for me. Yeah, that hurts. Hi, Ebony. Thank you for your application to Team KFC. We're clucking delighted you're keen to join our flock. However, at this moment in time, your skills aren't the secret recipe that the Colonel is looking for. But we'd love to hear from you again. Give us a cluck if you'd like to apply in the future. Best wishes, Team KFC Dublin, Westmoreland Street. The puns really don't help, do they? Eliza says, man, I am not cut out for LA. Few are, honestly. This girl at a party said, I'm a sub. And I said, oh, that's cool. Did you always want to work with kids? And she looked at me horrified. I thought she meant teacher. Like a substitute teacher. That's not what she meant. Sometimes we drop the ball, and that's okay. I don't think that you were in the wrong here. Who chooses to introduce themselves this way?
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
My boyfriend talks in his sleep, and I wish it was just cute gibberish, but instead, it's terrifying. So far, he has grabbed me by the shoulder and put his hand over my mouth at 3 a.m. and pointed to the wall, whispering, do you see it? The barbed wire. Did your boyfriend participate in Vietnam, perhaps? He's woken me up and muttered, he's here, while staring at my bedroom door. Yeah, sleep paralysis demon. He comes and goes. He rolled over last night and said, you don't know what's out there. You don't know what's in the swamp. I mean, that's true. I try not to go to the swamp. He's taken like 20 years off of my life. On a less terrifying note, he once kissed me really gently and then said, have a great day at work, baby. And then pushed me onto the floor at 2 a.m. and immediately wrapped himself up in all the covers. I don't know if he's actually asleep. This might be master level trolling.
Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Are you having another nightmare?
Maddie says, this is my brother's page. He owns his own company. He is the boss. He's literally the only employee. Jonathan says, I'm grateful to have a great boss. Congratulations to Jonathan Warrington for being Employee of the Month. Jonathan will get a 3-day and night, all expense paid hunting and fishing trip to Arkansas for all his hard work. Sounds like Maddie's just hating, honestly. It sounds to me like Jonathan does have a great boss, even if that boss happens to be himself. Here's Megan O'Connell. Tropical storm is bearing my mother's name, heading to the beach where my dad is supposed to get married this weekend. Oh, snap! Is your mom Storm from the X-Men? That's what I want to know. You're an adult now. Pick 3. Full-time job, consistent workout schedule, sex life, will to live, a fridge with actual food in it, 1 large coffee. I will take 3 large coffees, please.
Does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee? Does anybody want coffee? Who wants coffee?
Hey, it's Junie! My mother just looked up from her New York Times crossword and asked me what the tip of a shoelace was called, aglet, and I felt a sense of cosmic satisfaction that I doubt most people will feel across their entire lives. That's right, I was born for this one moment, to complete this crossword puzzle of destiny. Is it useless information to carry? Yeah, probably, but I haven't figured out how to work the delete button in my brain quite yet. r/ask Reddit. Hey, if you press a button that kills you, but a perfect clone of you mentally and physically replaces you and receives $10 million, do you press it? Why or why not? User Cargo Room comes in and says, you had me at press a button that kills you. Anything after that's just a bonus. Sure. She Architect says, I just witnessed an American guy argue with a British girl about the pronunciation of the word aluminum. After that ordeal, I can confidently say, I'm not sure how to pronounce it anymore. Aluminum, aluminium. I think a war was fought over this, and if I remember correctly, America won, so suck on that, you know? Here's a guy with a t-shirt. You can get a lot of truth from the back of a t-shirt. Farming, noun, farm-ing, the art of losing money while working 400 hours a month to feed people who think you're trying to kill them. Okay, yeah, cry to me with your government subsidies. Get the hell out of here. Go ride a tractor around, right? You backbone of America, you. Kyle Plant Emoji, that's a good Twitter account. First day of Domino's. Manager, oh, and one more thing, don't fuck the pizzas. OP. Assistant manager, seriously, don't fuck them. Cook, don't fuck the pizzas, dude. OP. Nah, customer, that guy's not gonna fuck my pizza, is he? Manager, not if he wants to keep his job, he won't. I thought that's what they meant by stuffed crust.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Huh?
Oh, this one hurts. Hey, that playlist you made for me was amazing. Thanks, lol. It took me like 2 hours to make, but I'm glad you liked it. Liked? No, I love it. My boyfriend took me on a date and we listened to it the entire time. That's great. I love you so much, buddy. Heart emoji. What the hell are you doing here? Did the boyfriend know that the playlist they listened to on the date was made by another man? She's playing some dirty games here, and I bet she gets off on it too. To be fair, I guess at least it only took him 2 hours. He didn't waste all that much time. April says, if I had a deck, I would definitely have tried to see how many donuts I could stack on that bad boy by now. How many? How many are you expecting to be able to stack on there? Additionally, the logistics of keeping it hard while you stack donuts onto it, you haven't thought this out, April. You haven't thought this out at all. Come back next time, do better. Just shower thoughts, I think, from Tumblr. When people talk about traveling to the past, they worry about radically changing the present by doing something small, but barely anyone in the present really thinks that they can radically change the future by doing something small. Dude. You really did just sort of blow my mind right now. But yeah, that is how it works. I've had people tell me about this crazy dream they had. I hope I could do this in the future. And I'm like, what are you doing to make that happen? And then once they start doing things to make it happen, the doors start opening. It's amazing. It's not as easy as stepping on a butterfly and causing a typhoon or whatever. But if you put in work, the reward comes back to you. I love this Tumblr post. Maybe we should go look at some Tumblr posts. Good Lord. Abby says, you ever meet a man and it's so obvious that no one in his life has ever told him to shut the fuck up? You ever meet a woman? And all of what you said right there? It's you. It's you, Abby. I'm talking to you. Got him. Hi, boss. Yes. I'm pregnant. Oh? So I need a few days leave now to discuss this with my boyfriend. Please approve my leave. Please first discuss this with my wife. She read your first couple of messages. Why can't you type all this into one message? Communication issues. I don't know how to fix my relationship. He blames the way that she writes text messages instead of his wife's own insecurities. Come on now, man. We gotta do better than this. Sid says, my roommate went on a Bumble date and was nervous, so decided to pound shots in her car when she got to the place that they were meeting, and the guy was parked next to her and watched her chug vodka for like 5 minutes.
2 shots of vodka?
Dating is rough. Yeah, so is being an alcoholic, I suppose. This is not normal behavior. You have one to loosen you up, maybe. Any more than that, I ain't gonna sign off on that. Hey, Ask Reddit, what's the worst possible reply to I love you? Okay. Ouch. I wonder who made the decision that eyes and teeth should be separate from healthcare. That is a pain in the ass, isn't it? I miss old-timey barbers where you'd go in and they'd do some bloodletting and also cut your hair, you know? Convenience. All right, here's Mike. 6-year-old nephew says, Uncle Mike, why you don't got a wife? Mike said, well, I'm gay. Nephew said, what does that mean? Mike says, that means I like men, not women. Nephew, silence. So, why don't you have a husband? Kids just no filter. They're gonna let you have both barrels. You're breaking my heart right now, nephew. Why you gotta do these things? Tech Sinatra says, this is what happens when you let students submit new names for their school. Drew Brees Elementary, Bruce Lee Elementary, John Cena Elementary School, Adolf Hitler School for Friendship and Tolerance. Schooly McSchoolface. I'm torn between the last two, honestly. John Cena Elementary School might be cool, but I'd be late every single day because I can't see it, right? Ah!
And his name is John Cena!
No, but seriously, who won? Ash says, if you ever want to kill an hour with a guy, ask him what animals he thinks he could take in a fight. Dude, probably like a very large dog. That's about it. Ash says, hey, what animal do you think you could take in a fight? And he's like, I don't know, like maybe a horse? No, not a horse. Do I get prep time? Yeah, but the horse gets it too. Then no. I guess you could just sharpen a spear and you'd be good to go for a lot of animals. But even a horse, bro, I think you underestimate how much those hooves can hurt.
You hear the funny sound? You hear the funny sound? It's my hooves!
Maybe you think you beat a horse by like staying near the front, but nah. They bite too. They got those front hooves that are super sharp. Cave your skull in with one shot. I'm telling you, dude. Most humans are a lot softer than they think. A large dog is about the extent of what we can handle. Unless you get to bring friends, because that's where humans really excel. Okay, see, now she did get me with it. Scientifically proven to distract me from everything I'm doing. Trace amounts of science. Cece says, oh my god, you people can't do anything, because Ellie said, we don't talk enough about how stressful Halloween costumes are for the ADHD community. Bro, why does everybody have to be a community? I hate this crap. Do you want to head the Halloween costume committee, Ellie? Is that what's going on right now? Okay, good. You're elected. Fix all the things. Good luck. The ADHD community will thank you. Kyle Plant emoji's back. Yay! And he says, I'm still not over the fact that there was a whole ass ad campaign for years promoting milk. Just milk. Not a brand of milk, just like the concept. The idea of milk. That's how you know it's truly bullshit, honestly. Where did this money come from? Why do they want me to drink milk so bad? I'm not doing it. You can't make me. Carly says, Steery, do my pets know I'm cleaning out their eye bugs? Or do they think I'm just like poking them in the corneas for fun all the time? I mean, probably you think picking out their eye bugs is some sort of fun. I would never do that, honestly. If I can't get it with one quick swipe, it's not worth torturing my animal over. But to answer your question, yes, they do think that you're poking them in the cornea for fun. And they only don't bite you because you are bigger than they are. Austin's like, hey, what goes on over here? About the same thing that goes on in the rest of Oklahoma, I guess. And that is nothing. Oklahoma, where the winds come whipping down the plains. Fiona says, I was on a date with a guy, and we kissed, and his watch started beeping really loud, and we looked down and it said, abnormal heart rate detected, lol. Oh, that's really nice, actually. I like that one a lot. You can't hide from the Fitbit, son. Obviously, she didn't find it as endearing as I do because apparently it was just a guy she went on a date with, not like current boyfriend or anything. I think that's sad. Why do you choose these things, Fiona? Tell me that. Eric Jansen over on Quora. My Japanese boss stopped giving me work suddenly. What does this mean? Does it mean he doesn't like me? No, bro. It means he likes you extra double plus a lot. That's why he's just letting you skate. But somebody does break down the actual answer. This is the old classic way to get someone in Japan to quit. Sometimes called window sitters. They come to work and are given no tasks, no assignments, attend no meetings, and so on. They're just shunned by their coworkers. Eventually, they can't stand being useless and they quit. Thus, the company can continue to claim that they've never fired anyone. Nice, huh? If you continue getting no assignments and you're no longer asked to meetings and such, well, honestly, two could play at this game. It'll only work in Japan, because if the checks keep coming, I'll show up every day and do nothing. Just bring my Game Boy and like chill out. It's the easiest money I ever made. Ron Iver says, women get to smell like real things. Vanilla, lavender. But men have to smell like concepts. What the fuck is Cool Sport Rush? I don't know, something that they call cheap cologne and or body spray. You could buy something nice that smells like sandalwood, you know? Everybody loves a good whiff of sandalwood. Don't let anybody tell you how to think or smell, Ron. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Hey, I hope this is okay to post. But we ordered a 15-inch pizza from Westgate Pizza, and we received a 13-inch, and we're called liars, and said it was 15 because that's what the box said, and then they hung up on us. I honestly don't care what the box said. I ordered a 15, so I expect a 15. Canterbury Residents Group just got nothing better going on, huh? It looks like from edge to edge, the box is 15 inches. But it only fits a 13-inch pizza inside. So yes, if it was listed on the menu as a 15-inch pizza, you're in the right here. But for 2 extra inches, is it really worth going to war over? I think not. Just don't order from there in the future. And I guess they're telling other people to not order there. But the proof is right there. Westgate Pizza. Don't trust it, everybody. Got it? Another one from Cora. I took 2 500 milligram THC edibles an hour ago. Holy Jesus. And it's only getting worse. Yeah, it's gonna get a lot worse to this, man. What do I do to get rid of it? I'm super stoned. Bro, I'm sorry for you. Just go outside right now and hold on to the grass as tight as you can so you don't fall off the earth. This is about to be one of those hard life lessons. So sad. Why did you take those? Why so much? That's ridiculous. 500 milligrams? I'm gonna be wrecked. Just a gram of THC. You're gonna see the devil today, bro. That is so wild. Even the thought of it, I'm so viscerally uncomfortable. Lizzie says, I told my dad I ran out of alcohol and didn't have any money to buy any for the weekend, so he gave me the huge bottle of vodka from the cupboard that I stole and replaced with water when I was 16. Life really does come back to bite you in the ass. It sounds like your dad's trying to be cool. I'm not that sort of dad. I'd have been like, I don't know, man. It's time for you to learn how to put your own life together, okay? It's not my job to provide you with alcohol. Take a good hard look at your life, Lizzie. That's all I'm gonna say, honestly. Lil Red said, putting a hot frying pan into a sink running with cold water makes me feel like a blacksmith. I love that, honestly. You ruined the pan, but yes, it's great to feel like a blacksmith. It brings me great joy. Jennifer Wortman says, today I discovered my husband has me in his phone as Jennifer Wortman. I mean, this your name, right? Could be worse. One of my identical twins has the other twin in his phone as Spear Potts. I guess this is like the duality of man. Do you put your wife in your phone as honey, sweetheart, darling? Or do you put her in as her actual name? I'm the type to put people in as their actual name. Hate it if you must. This is the way I see the world. Here's a picture, live footage of Google canceling Google Plus in 2019 instead of waiting for 4 more years. Yeah, I don't know if it would have worked out the way you think it's going to work out, though. As someone who used Google Plus briefly, it's just not that great. It's a bad website. We've got a question. Anyone know of a good job for someone who hates people? Vagabond, hobo, crypt keeper. I think I'm helping. You're welcome. The Twitter post from @simp got my first HOA complaint, so instead of just dealing with it and moving on, I'm reading the entire HOA handbook and snitching on every single one of my neighbors that has shit wrong with their house. You've become the thing that you hate. Congratulations. Seems like exactly the type of thing the simp would do, you know? Why don't you find a loophole and be like, okay, we can have lawn flamingos. Everybody that hates the HOA, put a lawn flamingo on your lawn. But instead, look at you bending over backwards, becoming part of the problem. I hate to see it. For shame, for shame. @WarnerBFF says, talking to someone with the same interests as you and realizing that they're a casual enjoyer while you are completely deranged. Yeah, that's sort of what it's like being on YouTube, you know? Like, hey, what's the click-through rate? What's your viewer retention like? What's the average view duration? And people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, okay, sorry. I just got a little bit too deep for a minute. It's a thing I can't stop talking or thinking about. I've been poisoned, and it's sort of a problem. Sort of. Luckily, it's also a sustainable job, but it does get a little rough sometimes. Bobby Payne says, I once dated a girl who would eat a whole cake 3 bites at a time over the course of 3 weeks, and when she ran out of cake, she would go to the store and get a replacement cake. Went to the cake store with her one time, and her picture was on the wall. It was the only picture. Well, that's more than slightly concerning, but it's also a really good idea. It doesn't work if you have kids in the house, unfortunately, because they'll just eat all the cake in one day. But if you're single and you want to eat a whole cake 3 bites at a time, you go do it. I'm so glad that you can do it. I hope you're doing it for all of us that can't. OP says, hey, I'm gonna save money by making a sandwich at home instead of buying one for $12. And then I spent $47.82 buying stuff to make a sandwich at home. Where the hell are you buying these things? Go down to the dollar store. Make 20 sandwiches for $5. I can't afford your artisan breads and cheeses, okay? Sophia says, I told my man I'm hungry, and he said, what do you want for dinner? And I said, cock and balls. He said, I've been pretending to enjoy your sense of humor because I find you physically attractive, but I've reached a point where that balance just no longer justifies our relationship. I mean, he's got a point. I like a good old-fashioned dick and balls joke as much as the next person. But if the dude is offering to prepare dinner and all you have is your smarmy comment, don't do that. Don't do that. Maybe just a nice double entendre, you know? You're like, I want you to put the hot dog in the fish taco, right? And then that's the dinner he actually make. He's like, what kind of fucked up? What is this supposed to be? Jared Freed says, don't let anyone tell you that having a girlfriend is easy. Well, that's just facts. There is chocolate all over the duvet, and on the beautiful throw, we can't wash that. And I'm annoyed. Don't eat chocolate in the bed again. Also, it would be fun to rent a van to do a group winery day. I'm not sure how mad you are based on these two texts back to back.
Women.
I mean, it seems like she's trying to move past it. She said annoyed, not fuming angry. I think it's gonna be okay, but Jared, do not eat chocolate in the bed again. If it happens again, she's gonna unleash the wrath of God on you. I'm sort of the type to eat chocolate in the bed again just to spite her, but don't be like me, Jared. Be better than me, Jared. My date. Would you ever become a house husband if I made over $250,000 per year? Me? Ooh. Which I guess is yes. It's SpongeBob in a maid's dress, okay? Honestly, you think it's gonna be fun, you know? Watching Oprah eating bonbons all day. And then you get into it, find out what it really is, and that people have expectations, and hopefully you have some expectations for yourself, and all of that, it's really hard to keep up with. The true play here is to be a house husband that also has a maid. She makes $250K, right? Then we could actually sit around and do nothing. And that's the job that I always wanted. Misanthrope says, a man took me bowling and didn't even bother trying to teach me. He just smoked my shit unapologetically. Welcome to the real world. Want somebody to hold your hand? Ain't nobody out here to hold your hand. I love stuff like this, honestly. She had a different expectation of what was gonna happen. But no, your answers are learn and get good or enjoy losing forever. This is how the real world works, son. Ricky says, someone literally died on my flight today, so we made an emergency landing and everyone missed their connections. The guy behind me was complaining, saying, how's it an emergency if they're already dead? And I'd just like to say that you, sir, are the devil.
You're a monster.
I mean, he's speaking a lot of truth right now, though. I guess the real issue is who has to sit next to the dead body. So the guy that made that comment, yeah, we can continue on, but you have to make sure this corpse doesn't fall over in your lap every couple minutes. Is that better? Do you like that? You don't like that. John McCree says, true story, Harvard Business School rejected me in 91. When I got the news, I checked to see if they cashed my $100 application fee check. They hadn't, so I did a stop payment. When they called trying to collect, I suggested that they could learn a business lesson from this. And I'm sure they did. What the hell kind of business practice is that anyways? Send me $100 so I can tell you you're rejected. You're breaking my balls here. Sir, you are breaking my balls. Me, looking at the school janitor back then. Ew, he touches trash. Me now. I don't know, solid job security, government benefits, only job in school that doesn't require speaking. Honestly, I could swing being a janitor, I think. Not my highest aspiration ever, but yeah, you do want those government benefits. It is really interesting how the frame of things changes though as you get older, isn't it? Emmett Little says, I brought a girl back to mine last night, got into the house, and of course my dog was going nuts, welcoming her and being happy because it's a new person. The wee girl said that she didn't like my dog and to put it upstairs. So I rang a taxi and on she went, and that was the end of that. Dude, way to hold your ground. You don't like my dog? That means I don't like you. It's pretty simple math. I'm pretty sure she's a succubus or something, so I'm glad that you sent her on her way. Sean Thomason says, try to imagine what it'd take for me to yell at a server. Like, if I ordered an omelet and they bought me a bowl of rats, but I'd probably still just be like, well, I'm sorry, you seem to have brought me someone else's bowl of rats. Come on, Sean, you gotta be a little outraged. You gotta have some spice in your life at least at some points, right? I'm not saying you should yell at servers for fun, but like a bowl of rats, I'll be like, you didn't even fucking look in the bowl? to see if it was full of rats before you brought it to me? Just explain how I got a bowl of rats in front of me. Sometimes being angry is justified. All right, moving on. I had a first date with a girl who insisted that we go to a really expensive place where she ordered a $25 appetizer, $45 steak, $15 drink. She wouldn't put down her phone, kept taking calls and answering texts. The waitress noticed and motioned from behind her. I excused myself and the waitress already had separate bills made up. And she asked if I wanted to just pay my share and leave that girl at the table. I said, that would be wonderful. And so I did. Dude, extra big tip for that waitress. I'm not saying that you should write your phone number on the receipt and like maybe make a run at the waitress. It could be a disaster, but she obviously sees all the signs. She's obviously a normal functioning human being, which is more than we can say for this chick who is quite clearly in it for just a free meal. We've seen this so many times in our dating hell videos. God, breaks my heart. Roach says, my girlfriend's got an exfoliating brush I used in the shower today, and it turns out girls have just been sanding themselves like an old table. Yeah, that is what it is, isn't it? Did you feel beautiful after trying it? I feel like I've got all new skin on, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
How to catch the office food thief. Recipe number 21. Dial soap dipped in chocolate. There you go, Karen. Have a big bite of that, huh? Totally justified. But honestly, that won't even be enough to stop these people. They'll roll the dice every single day. You gotta make poison food every single day. Costco, we're 7 months into the year. How much have you achieved? I don't like your tone. What right you have to ask me that, huh? In actuality, yeah. We hit 25,000 subscribers. We hit like 10 million video views. It's been a really good year so far. And things will only kick up around August, September. So thank you guys so much for joining me for the ride, you know? Isabel says men will always fascinate me. Dude's like, hey, what are you up to? She said, I'm having a panic attack. And he's like, nice, nice. Keep me posted. Yeah, I don't know actually what I'm supposed to do about this. This is the classic men versus women debate, right? She's looking for sympathy and somebody would be like, oh, I'm so sorry, what happened? And as a dude, he's just looking to like offer a solution. If you need to go to the hospital or something, I'll drive you. What do you want? Mond says, I was 10 when my teacher asked us to write a short story about our best friend. I looked at mine and smiled. I then wrote everything I knew about him. Once we were done, the teacher asked for volunteers to read our story out loud. My best friend went first, and I was not in his story.
But we're supposed to be friends forever.
Formative experiences, isn't it? It really hurts. It really cuts deep. And decades later, we still remember. We can't goddamn forget. Michaela says, I just overheard this guy at a coffee shop talking about his librarian girlfriend, and he said, it's really hard to get into arguments with her because she cites her sources. Sounds like a queen to me, honestly. I'm not really willing to argue with somebody who actually knows what they're talking about, okay? T is out here crying, bruh, the economy isn't even real. We literally just made it up. Just let people have food. WTF. Yeah, who's gonna make the food? Who's footing the bill for all this food? I was born into this dumb world against my will, and now my life gets affected by whether line go up or down. People starve because of weird, sad fantasy line. Grow up! Honestly, these are the things that we need to keep the world going, I guess. It's not like you don't have any power, just get good at telling when the line is gonna go up or down. You sell or buy based on that. Essentially what you're doing right now is telling me that life should be this way just because I exist. I'm entitled to have a comfortable life because I exist. And that just ain't the truth. It's time to step your game up, honestly. Stop hating weird, sad fantasy line and learn to work with weird, sad fantasy line. All right, I guess I'm good for the day. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd like some more good stuff, we got a playlist right here full of experimental one-off content that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.